that ongoing support. We can't do, we haven't got the capacity to do that for every single person referred to us. We still expect the local speech therapists, once they're trained up, it's their duty to carry on providing that support to that person and the family. If they have any problems, they can come back to us, but we do, that's one of the reasons why. And we've got quite high expectations of those speech therapists and referrers. What we don't want them to think is yeah, it's down to us, that's what an onward referral is. Pass that ball over to ACE Centre, it's down to them now. No, it's not. It's still the referrer who needs to maintain responsibility for coordinating that support, coordinating the assessment, coordinating the training, being involved in the training, getting familiar with the equipment themselves, being that point of contact if anything goes wrong as well. Just another word of caution really, is that there are quite a lot of suppliers of these technologies out there now who will talk about themselves being assessors and, oh, don't go to ACE Centre, we'll give you an assessment. And just to say, what they will do is they will assess you on their own range of equipment and they will recommend their own equipment. Now at times I understand why people go down that route, absolutely, but also there are some challenges around all of that too. What you'll get from ACE Centre is an independent assessment. We get no personal or financial gain from any of the suppliers that we work with, and we are completely independent. We will look at the whole of that person's needs, not just technical needs, the whole of their needs as well. So just a word of caution, if we get an application through to say you don't need to come out and assess person, this company's been out and recommended this piece of equipment, if you could just provide it with, we can't do that or accept that. We do work with the suppliers, but we are quite clear with them that in terms of this public body that we're responsible for administering, it has to be independent of them in terms of what we're recommending. So, any questions about that? So yeah, in terms of expectations of professionals, we would expect them to be involved in, not necessarily responsible for, but at least identifying who does the day-to-day maintenance of that equipment, who sets the targets for it to be used effectively, who's responsible for training it and supporting its use, who's going to update native vocabulary if somebody needs specific words in there that don't exist in that system, who's going to be responsible for any technical issues when the equipment breaks down, and that is all something that the referrer needs to take some responsibility for, so that they contact us and let us know if the equipment's not working properly. So we've got quite high expectations of the professionals who refer through to us, and I think quite rightly so, really. We have, I have come armed with paper-based systems here, because actually there's some wonderful, very simple, effective resources that are out there that cost nothing, and they don't break down. They don't let you down. No. I don't know how many of you actually go to the supermarket and still write down on, a bit of paper. I do. Don't type it out and a little gadget. I scrub it down and stick it in my back pocket. We still rely on paper-based systems, because they are reliable. Their batteries don't break and things like that. So there's loads of resources here. It's just one to give you an example, freely available, but this is just for somebody to be able to start using their eyes. So you probably can't see it very clearly from here, but I can pass all this around if anyone wants to have a look. The idea of this, if you wanted to spell out one word, you would point your eyes in the direction of the box. So to do my name, I'd have to look over to that corner, the top right corner, to suggest it's a letter in that box there. And then I'd have to look to the side to say it's the one on that side there. So this is printed out so that the person who who's using it is looking at it from that side, and the person that they're eye pointing to is looking at it from the other side, so that they can see which letters.
Isn't that the same sort of thing with the stars down in the theory of everything?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It.
Yes.
It's been around a long time.
It has, and there's lots of things, lots of ideas on that version. But it's amazing how many professionals don't know about this, and there are just lots of different ways of being able to use paint-based systems that are very, very simple and quick and effective. I know MND Association is looking to develop more of these resources. We've already got lots on our website, freely available resources. We've also got, we've developed an iBook, but just with guidance on how to use it as well. So it's not just the resources themselves, but how to use the resources too. And that's freely available as well on iTunes for anyone who uses iPads regularly. So lots of training already out there. We really need it better. Someone post those.
You go around and do training
We do.
because that would be so useful. And I don't know, you know, care workers, agency care workers,
Yes, absolutely.
if they can
Yeah.
be aware of those and be able to
Yeah.
use them, would make
Yeah.
it.
What we'd like to do is get the local speech therapists trained up, and so that they can do that training to people like care workers. Well, we haven't got time to do it, but we have
This is a
got.
problem, isn't it?
It is the challenge, yeah, absolutely. But they don't even know that this exists in the first place, and that's at least if we get it out.
It comes into stroke patients and
Absolutely
you know,
does.
so
Yes,
there's
it does.
people they're caring for all
Yes.
the time.
Absolutely, yeah. Part of the NHS contract we've had, we've used to provide a series of half-day training courses for professionals that are freely available, covering a range of topics. So it might be apps on an iPad, or it might be low-tech spelling boards, or it might be using switches for people who need switch access. And anyone can come, any health professional or education professional can come along to those. We have had families and carers coming as well, and they're available on our website. You just book yourself on and turn up, really, half-day sessions. But often,
People aren't on websites you need to capture.
yes, no, I accept that. But I think what we also need to do is recognise the fact that we need to make that a bit more sustainable. Because what we're doing at the moment is like a scattergun approach to training, often for people who may just have one person who needs it and they never work with anyone again. And actually we need to be more focused in our training on local services. So we're very ambitious about wanting to try and get local services with expertise in this field set up in every local authority across the northwest of England. We're not going to do that overnight, but we're currently looking to pilot it for 5 local authorities across the northwest over the next year. So in addition to the training we're already providing, we're going to provide some very focused training for a whole service to skill them up and get them better equipped to be able to provide local level support like that. So just a bit more about low tech. So there's a range of different solutions. There's something called partner assisted scanning. People heard that? Let me see if I can pull out one that illustrates that nicely. So again, very quick, simple system to be able to use, and it's just if somebody can indicate yes, someone, they won't be able to say it, but they might, I don't know, raise their eyebrow or put the thumb up or whatever it is. If they've got some system of being able to indicate yes, the person who's communicating with them would weed through a range of choices to say, tell me which one you want to say to me. Is it quick words, care, position, people, equipment? I will spell it. And then read through the choices again, and is it quick words, care, and then the person indicates care, and you go to the care page, and is it around toilet, pad, can't read it, but you get the idea. So you're scanning a range, you're saying a list of words, but you're saying it in a consistent way, so that the person knows what the choices are that are going to be presented to them, and it may be that one of those choices is it's none of those. But at least it's a way of actually eliminating some of the vocabulary or common things that people want to say. It's not a total solution, but it's one of a number of solutions to help somebody to be able to get a message across if they have no other means to do it. So that's partner-assisted scanning, just to give you a flavour. Some people also, lots around eye pointing as well. So, just to give you an example of that, same principle. So, to spell out my name, I would look at you, I would look to that corner to suggest it's in that corner there, and I would look to you again and look to that corner again to say it's in the far corner there to indicate the letter A. And you can do that with colour-coded systems like that as well. I'll put your own words in that are colour-coded too. So you would use your eyes to point to a block, and then use your eyes again to point to a colour, to say it's the yellow one in the green block to indicate the letter P, for example. So lots of examples of that. So there's also text-based communication aids, just very simple devices where you type in a message, if you're still able to use your hands to type, and it will speak the message. And two of the most commonly known ones is one called a Light Writer and one called an Allura. There's also lots of apps. Is there something you wanted to say? Technology, I told you.
I was with, while he's finding that, I was with somebody today with an iPad in clinic, and he was complaining that there's more choice of women's voices than the men's voice. And the man's voice said, what does he say? It sounds like George Clooney or something. It's too posh for him, he said.
But this is partly why people want to bank their own voices, so that they can have that.
It's too obvious.
I know, absolutely, I understand that. Just aside, but just one of the most amazing people I met recently was a young woman with Tourette syndrome, whose verbal and physical tics were so extreme that she wasn't able to speak or communicate. She was effing and jeffing and all the time. I mean, she was an extraordinary woman, and it was made a lot worse by the fact that her mum was dying, and she came to us because she couldn't communicate with her mum, and all she was doing was calling her and, you know, all of that. And we set her up with an iPad app and tried her out with that, and it was fantastic, and she was so thrilled because she was able to communicate with her mum. But then the iPad, she said, even the iPad has got Tourette syndrome. Say the word wrong. So she had wanted to be able to say, well, people come to the door, I have a message for you. So type it in, and the iPad would say, I've got a message for you. It came out, I want to give you a massage. That's just so unfair, isn't it? Anyway, so lots of apps. Predictable is a very well-known one. There's one called Verbally, Claracom Pro, Rocket Keys, Proloquo for text. Various apps. Will certainly, the information about these is available on our website, and we can certainly give advice over the telephone if people want to find out more about those apps as well. And they're quite simple and effective to use too. So, I wanted to add a point about North West AT and computer access and environmental controls, just to make sure everyone is aware that the North West AT service is also commissioned to look at environmental controls and computer access. And a lot of people that we see are actually, it's more important to them that they have the ability to be able to send emails and communicate via the internet than it is to be able to communicate face to face. And that computer access support should be available from Northwest AT as well. And where we can, we will try and do joint assessments with them to make sure we don't set up lots of different pieces of equipment for one person to use, and where possible they're as integrated as they possibly can be as well. So just to mention a bit about that. I've rattled on a lot, and I probably should leave it there. But our website, I've already told you, is www.acecentre.org.uk. My email address, if you want to contact me directly, is areeves at acecentre.org.uk, and we offer a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, free phone advice line. If you have any queries, phone number on our website. Again, but we have a free phone number as well, which is 0800 080 3115. Okay, I'll leave it there. Is that okay?
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Anne. Has anybody got any questions? Right. John.
Has he got it working now?
Still broke.
No.
I think there's a gremlin in the building.
Would people be interested if I sent some of these around for you to have a look at and have a try next to you? Or I can just leave them out and you can have a look at them.
I know.
It sounds all right, but can you see the screen in the sun, and is it something for
It sounds all right, but can you see the screen in the sun, and is it low enough for outside?
Some are getting better, they're not all brilliant, to be honest. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a very important point. Yes, exactly. I'm with you.
So I think it's so right though.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But the paper-based systems, again, you know, they won't let you down in that situation.
People lose the ability to write.
But there is other paper-based systems you can use. You don't have to just be able to write. You can use your eyes. You can use slightest movement.
Patience, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to point, this actually is gentleman, I was at softball sport group last night. You know when you were saying about assessing people's ability to speak? Like, in actual fact, he came on his own the previous month and we really struggled. And he came last night, but because he'd been at work all day, the previous day, so he was tired. So do people, is that taken into consideration?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and it will people's voice will vary from one day
That's
to the
right,
next.
yeah, and it was, well, Bobby, Tony,
Yeah.
yeah, he was clear as a bell last night, wasn't he? Yeah, we really, Jane and I really struggled last night.
And again, in assessment, we need to respect that,
Yeah.
that it may be, we don't know what's happened to the day before.
No.
And which is why we try and be flexible around how we provide that support. And for some people, it is better for just to spend a short period of time and come back a couple of days later. So we're not bombarding them with loads of information about all these whizzy gadgets, you know, because it can be overwhelming.
That's true,
Yeah.
yes.
The other thing we try to is look forward to things, you know, and it takes time for some people to be able to use, if they've not been computer used to, and we say, well, if you learn it now, before you need to depend on it, but if you're saying, well, you can't have it until you need it, you know, you're missing a window.
Yeah, it's not me who says it. I'm
I
with
know,
you.
but unless
Yeah.
some of us shout all the time now,
Absolutely, yeah.
it'll
I
never
do
change.
hope that
It'll
will
never
come.
change.
I do hope that will come. I
And
really
that's what
do,
the
because I think we
association's
would
been doing.
find.
I've been around a long time.
Yeah.
We're still shouting.
And today as well, at the news, we were talking about that. But yeah, absolutely. I hope one day that we'll be able to do that a bit more than we can.
You know, it's no good us encouraging people and then finding that there's something at the bottom of it.